The story of the 42nd President of the United States, Bill Clinton, and a young White House intern, Monica Lewinsky, is not just a sensational political scandal of the late 20th century. It was a profound rupture in American political culture, an event that triggered the first impeachment of a sitting president in 130 years. The saga of Zippergate, as the scandal came to be called, went far beyond the president's personal weakness. It exposed the ferocity of partisan warfare, unleashed an unprecedented wave of media condemnation, and raised difficult questions about abuse of power, gender double standards, and the cost of public shame. In this video, I will explain how a secret affair began, how it turned into a global sensation that nearly cost Clinton the presidency, and what long-term consequences shaped the lives of both main figures. In the summer of 1995, Monica Lewinsky was just 21 years old. A recent graduate of Lewis and Clark College, she landed an internship at the White House thanks to her family's connections to the Democratic Party. Her openness and romantic nature quickly made her stand out among the interns. Monica often lingered near the Oval Office, seeking the president's attention. By November 1995, secret relations had begun between the 49-year-old Bill Clinton and Lewinsky. Their intimate encounters, later counted at 9, took place mainly in offices and service corridors, most often near the entrance to the president's private study. Clinton would later explain that standing in a doorway helped ease his chronic back pain. By April 1996, supervisors reassigned Lewinsky to the Pentagon after noticing her frequent presence around the president, but she continued to find ways to return to the White House. A pivotal role in the exposure was played by Monica's colleague and supposed friend, Tripp. Beginning in the fall of 1997, she secretly recorded their conversations, in which Monica candidly described her relationship with the president. Tripp handed over the tapes to an investigator working on the Clinton case. The first leak of information occurred on January 17, 1998, when the Drudge Report website revealed that Newsweek was preparing a story about a White House intern. Just 9 days later, on January 26th, standing beside his wife Hillary, Bill Clinton declared,
"I did not have sexual relations with that woman, Miss Lewinsky. I never told anybody to lie, not a single time, never. These allegations are false, and I need to go back to work for the American people."
By the end of the summer of 1998, however, evidence, including Monica's now famous blue dress and the results of DNA testing, forced the president to admit to what he called inappropriate physical relations. That same evening, he appeared on national television and described the affair as a personal failure.
"I know that my public comments and my silence about this matter gave a false impression. I misled people."
But it was not the infidelity that triggered impeachment, it was perjury and obstruction of justice. Clinton had denied his relationship with Lewinsky while testifying in the Paula Jones case, in which he was accused of sexual harassment, and according to prosecutors, he also encouraged Monica to give false testimony. The House of Representatives, controlled by Republicans, voted to impeach him on 2 of the 4 articles presented. The vote fell almost strictly along party lines, 228 to 206 on the charge of perjury and 221 to 212 on obstruction of justice. However, in February 1999, Clinton was acquitted. The Senate did not reach the required 67 votes on either count. The maximum was 55 for conviction. Legal technicalities proved decisive. Clinton argued that he had not technically lied, since he did not consider his relationship with Lewinsky to constitute sexual relations. Although Clinton managed to keep his office, the scandal cost him his reputation and brought professional consequences. In 1999, Judge Susan Weber Wright found him guilty of contempt of court for giving false testimony and fined him $90,000. In 2001, he was stripped of his law license in Arkansas and suspended from practicing before the U.S. Supreme Court. For Monica Lewinsky, the fallout was even harsher. Her name became synonymous with scandal, and relentless media harassment drove her into depression. In 1999, she published her memoir Monica's Story, but for years she remained a pariah. It was only by the 2010s that Lewinsky began to reclaim her narrative, becoming an activist against cyberbullying. Her 2015 TED Talk, where she described herself as patient zero of online shaming, resonated widely. Clinton, meanwhile, though he expressed public regret, never apologized to her personally, something he acknowledged in his 2024 memoirs. "I wish her only the best, but we haven't spoken." This story also reshaped American politics. The U.S. missile strikes on Sudan and Afghanistan on August 20, 1998, were seen by many as an attempt to divert attention from the scandal, with commentators even drawing parallels to the film Wag the Dog. In the media sphere, terms like Zippergate were born, while Hillary Clinton, who called the scandal a vast right-wing conspiracy, solidified her image as her husband's steadfast ally. For Lewinsky, a return to public life became possible only by reframing herself as a victim of the system. In 2024, she appeared in a campaign for the brand reformation, playing on the image of the office worker. The scandal also set an unwritten rule. Subsequent presidents became far more cautious in their dealings with subordinates, realizing that private life could easily become a weapon in political warfare. Yet double standards remain embedded in this history. After leaving office, Clinton built a multi-million-dollar foundation, gave lucrative speeches, and continued to be an influential figure in the Democratic Party. Lewinsky, meanwhile, even with a degree from the London School of Economics, struggled for years to find work. Employers openly stated that her name would damage the company's reputation. Her efforts to align herself with the Me Too narrative were met with skepticism. American media often noted that in her case it was difficult to speak of coercion, given her own admissions of mutual attraction. Paradoxically, it was Hillary Clinton, the wronged wife, who became a symbol of resilience for new wave feminists, while Lewinsky remains a figure provoking debate over the boundaries between personal freedom and professional ethics. The echoes of the scandal still reverberate today. In 2025, Donald Trump, while giving a tour of the White House to Republican senators, pointedly showed them the Monica Lewinsky room, the place where Clinton and the intern were allegedly meeting. This gesture underscored how the story remains a tool of political struggle and manipulation. For Hillary Clinton, the scandal cast a long shadow over her 2016 presidential campaign, as opponents tied the lack of moral authority of the Clinton family back to the events of 1998. Ultimately, the Clinton-Lewinsky scandal remains a powerful reminder of how private actions can become public crises, shaping careers, reputations, and even the course of politics. It revealed the fragility of trust, the intensity of media scrutiny, and the enduring consequences of choices made in the shadow of power. Decades later, the story continues to spark debate about accountability, gender, and the complex intersection of personal and political life.